I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no. I've been down so long that my mind can't get no rest. No, no. This ain't easy, darling, 'cause the devil's on my trail. I've been running so long that my feet don't work no more. Oh yeah. I've been running so long that my feet don't work no more. Oh no. It ain't easy, darling, when the devil's on my trail. Oh yeah. Gonna tell you one more time. I can't run, I can't hide, I can't stay no more. No, I can't run, I can't hide, I can't stay no more. Oh no, 'cause when the devil's out to get you, you better pray and run slow. Oh, I'm gonna tell you one more time, baby. When the devil's out to get you, you better pray and run slow. Oh no.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Good evening, Woodhounds and everyone else. How is it going? Whew. Yeah, it's Friday night. It's the live stream, and believe it or not, it's been 1 year since I did my first live stream. It was actually on the 16th, I think, this past week, so it's been a full year of live streams in the books. Ready for another year to come. So good evening, everyone. I got to start off with a couple shout-outs quick. Earlier on, Gringo Pines. I got to give him a big shout-out. Paul, thanks for the super chat there early in the pre-show. And also want to give a shout-out to Craig from Southern Illinois, who drove all the way up here and stopped by this afternoon. I'll get to that story in a little bit. But so here's a big shout out to those guys and to all of you for tuning in. So let's get the live stream kicked off with the big Team Woodhound drink. Cheers, everyone. Oh, yes. So, yeah, it's, I guess I'll just tell Craig from Southern Illinois, way down by St. Louis almost, he drove all the way up here to buy 4 bundles of firewood. 9 hours he drove. So it was... Actually, he didn't. He drove all the way up to Eau Claire to pick up his Wolf Ridge splitter today. And I believe he might be home by now. I don't know. Maybe not, though. But Craig, if you're watching, hopefully you're not watching while you're driving. But again, thanks for stopping by. It was very cool to meet you and hang out for a little bit and talk some firewood. Oh boy, look at this. Sam, welcome. Long time watcher, first time live stream. All right. Well, Welcome to the Friday Night Back 40 Live experience. I hope you're ready. Things can get a little wild in here, but we try to keep it under control. But yeah, it's been a crazy week, as you saw with some of the videos, some of the stuff going on around here. I've got a lot of wood to get after. But this weekend is the gun opener for the Wisconsin deer season. So everyone who's going out hunting tomorrow, be safe, have some fun. Hey, and look at this. This guy is going out hunting. I do believe Mr. Outside with Shibe. All right, so if you're new here, when stuff like this happens with the Super Chat, we all like to raise our cups up and make a little toast. Doesn't matter what's in your cup, just raise it up. So with that, let's I gotta catch Shibe. Outside with Shibe. Thank you very much, my friend. Thanks again for coming on last week, and good luck hunting. So everyone, here's a Team Woodhound drink to Outside with Shibe. Cheers. Yeah, I believe Shibe is heading out to go down to West Virginia hunting. And I know a lot of people are heading out around the state of Wisconsin. And I think Michigan had their gun opener last weekend. And I think outside of Michigan, good evening, buddy. I think you got yourself a deer. And I believe Sid's Time Outdoors, he also had a deer that he put down. So congratulations, guys, on those, on the harvest. Yeah, it's like a holiday in Wisconsin sometimes, the deer season. Things get pretty wild. And there is, well, at least in my area, in Buffalo County, around here, like there's so many deer, it's crazy. But a lot of people just hunt for the trophies. So that's why, if you're out there, don't be afraid to put a little brown down. Doesn't hurt to put meat in the freezer. Horns on the wall is nice, but meat in the freezer is good too. But yeah, so outside with Shibe and that wood guy, again, thanks for coming on last week. I know you guys sounded like everybody enjoyed having a couple special guest woodhounds on. So I'll probably be doing more of that coming up. Yeah, if just gotta work schedules in and find, work things out. So, and the other thing I want to say, I apologize if anybody last week I didn't get to all the questions that you guys had for Mr. Shibe or that wood guy, but it was pretty cool having those guys on, and the time just went by. I could have sat there, for another hour or two just talking to those guys. It was pretty cool stuff. Hey, there he is. Craig he's still on his way home. Pulled over at the gas station and tuned into the live stream for a little bit. That's what we like to see. Oh, hello from Massachusetts. Hello to Massachusetts. Good evening. I gotta center this comment up here. I don't know if these are, maybe I'll make this a little bit bigger. So I know some people watching on their phones might not be able to see that, but but yeah, Craig was up here. He drove up to the Wolf Ridge factory up here, picked up his new splitter, and it was looking nice. Looking very nice. He's going to have some fun running that thing. Oh, hey, Orlin. Good evening, Orlin. And I think I saw Tim and Old Saws in here. Daniel Atkins, how you doing? Nick Pixel. I think I saw Nick Pixel here. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and the Saw Surgeon. Good evening, my friend. Good evening. So yeah, it was a pretty busy week with, it was a pretty exciting week to go up to my neighbors and find all of that potential firewood. Let me tell you, it's crazy how much wood is up there. It's just, it's unbelievable. Like I couldn't even what I showed on the video was not even all of it. It's oh hey Fern Hill Farm, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, Mr. Fern Hill Farm. Thank you very much, my friend. Greatly appreciate that. Everybody, cheers to Fern Hill Farm. Thanks again, buddy. Oh, just a quick side note. I don't know if you... Oh, back... Woodhound Sr., he and my mom, all that wood that we cut down on the farm, they've been working at it, splitting it and bringing it home, like one gator load at a time. And I talked to him yesterday, and he said that they've split and stacked away 52 gator loads of wood. 52! So they have been keeping busy down on the farm, making some firewood. Yeah, 52 gator loads. Jeepers, that's crazy. That's probably how much I'll have up at my neighbor's, because it's... So, the... during... Was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. So the neighbor that I went up and found all that firewood on, he called me up middle of the day. Well, towards the end of the day. And he said, hey, are you busy right now? And I was like, no, not, what's going on? Here, a tree that I had spotted and was like, God, that thing really looks like it could come down any minute, had fallen down across their driveway. So I was like, all right, and they were like heading out. They were planning to leave, for the afternoon. So they were like waiting. So I rushed up there, and here in my hurried state to get up there, I quick, grabbed the saw. I checked, I had gas, threw some gas in, opened up, put some bar lube in, and here I didn't secure the bar lube cap down tight enough. And on the ride up there, it opened up and all my bar lube, almost all of it drained out. So I get up there and I'm like, oh, man. So then, hey, there's the little boss man. So I had a little bit left in there, and all I needed to do was make 2 cuts. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it. But man, it was the dangest things happen when you like rush and try to get stuff done. Holy moly's. All right, we go back at it. We go back at it for this man right here. Outside with Shibe. Woodhound Convention Fund. Thank you very much, Mr. Shibe. Everyone, cheers to Outside with Shibe. Yeah, so it was crazy, but it was another good opportunity to go up there and help him out. So now I'm like, and plus I came home with another tree, so it worked out good. But yeah, it's just there's another tree now that's hanging up kind of across his driveway, and I think I'm going to be doing a video on that tomorrow. I'm not quite sure how to approach it. I think I'm just going to tie on to the base and give it a pull and see if I can just pull it out, because the root ball's like kind of uprooted and it's leaning on this little pine tree, and it's pretty sketchy, but I think I'm going to give it a try. Oh, Mr. Redneck Ed. On Sunday, you will see in my video, because the one tree I brought home from up there, I split it up and I do some moisture tests on it. So you'll get to see. It was pretty surprising. But it was only a tree that was maybe 10, 12 inches diameter. So like the top half of it was, 6 to 8. But I was surprised at how... what it was reading for moisture. Hey! Good evening, Landon. How is it going out there on the West Coast? I saw I saw Wolf Ridge put a post up on Instagram the other day with a splitter, and it said heading out towards Seattle. And I was like, oh my gosh, did Daniel Atkins get his splitter already? So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I think after I posted that video about all that firewood up there, I got to thinking, and then I saw some comments from people about how, like, now when the weather's decent, I should like just pull out everything that's down and then start taking down some of the standing dead and kind of just get it all in one area, and then throughout the winter just work on bringing it out instead of going up there, taking down one tree, hauling it home, going back up, taking down another one, hauling it home. So I think that's going to be my plan now. Go up there, make a little landing area, drag out all the stuff that I can that's on the ground, and then start taking down the standing stuff. Because obviously I want to get everything off the ground that's good to a certain spot, because then if it snows, I don't have to worry about trying to find it. So, hey, all firewood. Nice. Taking the boy out. The youth. We have a youth hunt here in Wisconsin, but it's early, like October, I think. So, is that the same? The youth hunt that's a different, separate hunt? Uh-oh. Sam was wondering about all these cheers. Well, guess what? We got to do it again. Harry Ellingsworth, that old guy down there in Florida. Thank you very much, my friend. Here's to Harry, everyone. Team Woodhound drink. Cheers. Yeah, so good luck out in the woods, all firewood. It was funny when they did the the youth hunt here in Wisconsin. Like I saw on Facebook, like all these kids were just shooting these monster bucks. I mean, just huge racks, and and I'm like, I don't know how these kids can do it. I'd be shaking. I'd have nerves. But then I got thinking, it's either their parents were pulling the trigger, or the fact that kids nowadays play all those video games that they probably just have their senses of locked in. They don't even think about it. Iron and Oak Sawmill. Who is the blonde toasting on the screen? That, I'm not even sure. I just, I found a couple graphics online, and that was one of them that I found when I did a search for toast or cheers. So yeah, that was Armin's High Life. Good evening. Glad you could tune in. Oh, the regular season in Ohio starts Monday after Thanksgiving. Whew, that's getting late. So, yeah, the video games, they are a step up from Duck Hunt. I do remember Duck Hunt, though. Duck Hunt was crazy. Oh, so one thing I wanted to ask you guys, a little Q&A back at you where I have the question and maybe you have the answer. And Woodhound Sr. was wondering this as well. How many people out there use seafoam engine treatment? And if you use it, how does it work out for you? Or how how do you notice any performance or any difference. Because I was actually I saw an ad actually on YouTube. I don't know whose video I was watching, but I saw some of it, and then I was yesterday I had to run to the store, and I was walking down the aisle and I saw some, and I was wondering, I'm like, yeah, I wonder, if you should put that in like chainsaws. Like, does it matter? I mean, so I was thinking, putting it in the tractor, putting it in the saws, but I don't know. So that's what Woodhound Senior and I are wondering. If anybody out there who uses seafoam, how it works out, and if it works good, and if you would recommend putting it like in your tractor engine and your chainsaws. Hey, Sid's Time Outdoors. All right. Oh, flying back. Thank you to the community. Hey, thank you, Sid. Like I said, I don't know if you were on earlier, but congrats on getting that. I think you said you got a deer. I think I saw on Nick Pixel's live stream. So, cheers, Sid. Thank you very much, everyone. Team Woodhound Drink, Sid's Time Outdoors. So it looks like a lot of people do use it. And some, well, let's see here. Put a splash in. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I use non-ethanol fuel on, in my splitter, in my saws. So that's what I was. That's the other thing. Yeah, my splitter. I was gonna see if I should put some in. So yeah, I might have to look into getting some of that. Pick some up. Looks like a lot of you use it all the time. And Wyatt, good evening, Wyatt. How are you doing, buddy? He said he uses it. So. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing I was wondering, Tim, is if I should drop a little in the old coyote. Hey, there you go. That's right, Mark. Yeah, let's get Sid to 200. Let's do it. So it looks like the general consensus was it's not too bad to use. So yeah, I might have to pick some of that up and see how it works. Like I said, I run the non-ethanol fuel for the splitter and the saws, and so oh, Prop Talk Farm. Good evening, my friend. You been swinging that Van Dusen axe yet, or more? I know you did a little splitting in the unboxing, but wondering if you've been swinging that Van Dusen at all. Yes, thanks for all the feedback on the seafoam. So there's a lot of people that good gas is the key. Very true. The hunting season here in Wisconsin, I thought I would give you guys a hunting story. One of my favorite stories that I have from when we used to hunt way back when I was younger. We had, like the group hunts. So we'd have 20 some guys hunting all together at once, and we'd, like some guys would stand out in the field and the rest of us would walk up in the woods and walk through the woods. And so anyway, my first year, I think it was my first year that I used one of the first times I used the SKS. I had the 30 round clip. So I would end up having to always be what they call a driver. Like we'd have to walk through the woods. So I would always just load up like my magazine with like half of it would be just full metal jacket rounds. So that way, like if I was just shooting through the brush, I was basically just popping off rounds to kind of keep the deer moving ahead of me. But anyway, so I load up and I got my magazine full, and I have I know that my first, 15 shots are all full metal jacket. So things get turned around. I end up having to walk out and sit on the point of this ridge, kind of down in this field. And so they start doing this drive, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden it dawns on me that if deer, like if I see any deer, I don't have my, hollow point rounds that I'm going to be shooting at. I got the full metal jacket, or the first 15 rounds are full metal jackets. So I'm like, oh crap, I got to get rid of these. I got to fire through 15 rounds before I can even start thinking about trying to shoot something. So anyway, I'm sitting there thinking about this, and all of a sudden I look, and out of the woods comes a herd of frickin' deer. Just barreling down this field, coming right at me. So I go into panic mode, and I just turn, and I shoot from the hip, and I just start firing at them, and I can see the snow flying, and they're running right at me. And so I fire through 15, 20 rounds, and then they go down this hill, and they all just keep running. So I was just completely flustered, but all of a sudden I'm watching this one starts running up the other side of this field, and all of a sudden it tips over. So we go and we get the deer, we haul it back, and we can't find a bullet hole anywhere on the body. Nobody knows how, some people were saying oh my God, he must have had a heart attack from all the firing, all those rounds you were shooting off. And I was like, I'm just I don't know, maybe I did hit one. Well, we used to always wait until Monday to process the deer. So on Monday, when we're skinning this deer out, we find a hole the size of a pencil, or the size of a round, in its neck. And then we find another one coming out its hind quarter. So one of my full metal jacket rounds went all the way through this deer, and it ended up tipping over, and I ended up getting it. But it was just crazy because, I'm sitting there thinking, oh, I just, blew my shot at hitting one of those deer, and then all of a sudden one tips over, 300-400 yards away. But that's the nice thing. That's one of the things about hunting that, it's there's always the hunt, but then it's always the stories and the camaraderie and the hanging out and just, sharing the memories with people. That's what I used to really enjoy about hunting. Oh, and look at this long-haired. Look what happened.
Tooth.
Somebody lost their 2 front teeth. And he lost one on Wednesday and the other one on Thursday. So within a matter of one day, he lost both his front teeth. Hey, show them your teeth again. Yep, they know what you're getting for Christmas. All I want for Christmas. Hey, Joe! Joe Bacco, 49, how you doing? You can leave that door open. I'll let Jim out. They were playing hide and seek. Yeah, so, well, that's the thing is that, when I used to, when I would use my hollow points with that SKS, then it would put them down. But like I said, but But there's so many stories. I mean, it's just crazy. What? What? DJ Ryder 7? My goodness. No. The Tooth Fairy already came and took care of that. Yeah, I wasn't sure what the going rate was, but I was like, oh, he lost his front tooth. And then the next day he lost the other one. And it was funny because he like actually pulled them out himself. Like he was sitting on the couch and he goes, oh, I think my tooth is loose. And then he just pulled it out. I mean, sometimes to get teeth out of kids is a struggle. But yeah, he just pulled them out. Pulled it out. Okay. He's back to playing hide and seek. He's going to hide in the closet. Oh, one update from the Super Clean. I'm waiting to hear back from their marketing person because I might be able to send like everything that they sent me. I might be able to give all of that away to somebody. So I'm going to wait to do that drawing. I'm hoping to hear back from them. Well, I was hoping to hear back today, but I didn't. So if I don't hear back by next week, then I'll just give away the 2 bottles. But I didn't want to give away or give the aerosol can because I like used part of it. So I figured I would give the 2 things I didn't open, and then, but I did end up checking with them to see if I could get another bottle of that aerosol spray because that did work pretty good. Man, what is all this? $10 is the going rate for a tooth? Oh my gosh. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. $10 a tooth? Hey, Sam. All right, Sam, we'll give you a cheers right there if you try to make it every Friday night. Heck yeah. So cheers to Sam. Tuning in to the live stream Friday nights. We'll have to see. I went back and looked at all the live streams like when I started. Like I said, it was I think November 15th or 16th. But yeah, I've had a few like on random occasions out unloading wood, or I think I did a couple in the wood yard once, but otherwise, yeah, the first year it was every Friday night. I made it for a year, so. Hey, Nicholas! All right, we got another little guy that lost a tooth. I guess maybe that's why they wrote that song. All I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. This must be the time of the year when front teeth are falling out. Well, hello to you and your little guy, Nicholas. Uh-oh. Mr. Richard Healy is the turkey fund. Oh boy. All right. Let's get ready. Richard Healy, thank you very much, my friend. Everyone, Team Woodhound drink to Richard Healy and the Turkey Fund. I am falling behind here, ain't I? It's the bottom of the hour. Almost time for round 2, and I haven't finished off round 1. Yeah, so is everybody, I don't know what's going on in the different areas, but I know we had been given like a, I don't know, holiday reminder to like, if possible, not get together for, Thanksgiving and whatnot, but they are shutting down the schools here after Thanksgiving break. So that's going to be fun. Hey, Harry. Harry, have a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by. And Jay, thanks for stopping by as well. And yes, have a happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, I was thinking the one thing, anytime something like what's going on is going on, you always try to think of something, I guess the silver lining, so to say. And I don't want to make this sound, I guess, bad or anything, but the one good thing with, like, if you do have to wear a mask, you don't have to worry so much about, like, worrying what your breath might smell like, because, I don't know if people are self-conscious about that stuff. I kind of am sometimes. Like, I always, but now, go out, wear a mask, don't have to worry about it. The one thing that is confusing, though, is, like, you can't tell when people are looking at you. You can't get a sense of if they're smiling or frowning or, gritting their teeth at you. So it is kind of confusing. But hey, Richard, North Carolina, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, that's right. Stay home and cut wood. There you go. That's the plan around here. It's crazy because I can remember like deer hunting. We used to always have, a ton of snow when I was a kid. And now, like, I'm kind of glad we don't have a bunch of snow we don't have any snow right now. So I am going to plan. I have next week. I have the whole week off. So I'm going to be up at my neighbor's getting as much wood down and staged at a landing as I can. It's, hey, look at this man. Hometown Acres. Adam, how you doing, buddy? Good evening. If you're thinking about getting into firewood, go over and check out Hometown Acres. His video today gives you 10 tips. Actually, it gives you 11. He has a bonus tip in there of what to think about, what to consider when getting into firewood. Oh, what is Zach, the cowboy? Good evening, buddy. When I first started selling firewood, it was
I made two of these papers.
Okay.
And they're spilled everywhere. So.
Oh no, he just knocked some stuff down. Him and the dog. But I started selling I think it was 2 years ago in November. Yeah, I haven't been selling that long. But it was I started out with the mindset of thinking that most people bought firewood like how I grew up with firewood in the winter to heat your house. But what I found was more people buy firewood to sit outside in the summer around a fire in their backyard or camping. So yeah, that's that was the big eye opener for me, is growing up, we had, bonfires, and we'd have fires in the yard where we kind of clean up brush and burn, scrap wood. But when you thought of firewood, you thought of winter, heating your house, But now when I think of firewood, I think of recreational burning, or as Joe's Firewood likes to call it, caveman TV. Tom Bryan, I have used 5 of the 6. I only have 6 of them. But yeah, I've got 1 left. and I'm saving that one. I'm keeping it empty to give to, actually, my tree service guy wants to see one and kind of look at it and get ideas of possibly building a rack to hold it, or how he's, because that's the one thing is putting those things on the pallet forks and to load them by hand is not as easy as the IBC totes. Because you gotta throw the wood up, where the IBC totes you can just toss it in. So yeah, I've got 5 of them, I think, used up. So, you know, I'm gonna see how they do as far as seasoning. We'll see. We shall see. Yeah. Luxury item in Tennessee. Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is, kind of, you know, a lot of the suburban areas, that's where you'd be surprised at how much people, like how much of a demand there is for firewood. And the other thing with the recreational burning, the aspect of it is, you realize that people in the city and the suburbs, they don't want to deal with like a face cord. They don't want a full cord. I mean, they don't have the room to store, you know, they want to have enough to get through the weekend. So give me a little bit. I can stack right here, use it up, and then I don't want to take up any more space. So that was the other big thing that, you know, was kind of eye-opening. Because, you know, you always think of, or you always see people selling face cords and full cords. And then you get into the whole, you know, everybody's like, there's certain people that are, you only sell by the cord. There's no such thing as a face cord. And then there's people that, oh, I only sell by the face cord. So, yeah, it's, but when you're catering to people who are burning for recreation, like they don't need, and they probably don't want to be, you know, storing a lot of wood at one time. They just want to have a little for the weekend, and then, you know, maybe a week or two later, they'll get a little bit more, and so it works out good. I mean, for me anyway, because that's my target market. But then there are a lot of people who, you know, they might be burning it in their wood stove in the house in the basement or in their fireplace. So if you're having a couple, 2, 3, 4 fires a week, then you need a little bit more. All depends. All depends. Hey, North Gray Firewood Company. How you doing? Doesn't matter if you're late. That's no problem. Better late than never. See, now this guy, he might be onto something. Nick Pixel TV. Sell by the piece. That is a good... I've seen like some of the I forget what the magazine is. Like a higher end, like luxury designer magazine catalog, and they had like a stump. It's like 22 inches tall, 12 inches in diameter, no bark. It's like $120. I'm like, whoo! But you could, I mean, now that I think about it, when you sell bundles, you kind of do sell, basically, you know, your rate is almost per piece, because you can figure it out. Your bundle probably usually has an average amount, you know, a certain number of pieces in it. Oh, my goodness. By the pound. That's what I think. Some places, they do have weights. Yeah, Nick, that's the other thing. If you go to some of the stores, it's crazy how much firewood is. Uh-oh. I better get this mixed up, because I just saw something flash down there. Oh, We got round two. We're kicking off round two. It's a little late kicking it off here, but Mr. Scheib is going to kick us off. Where is Mr. Scheib? Here we go, round two. Again, starting late. Apologize. But everybody, once again, to Mr. Scheib. Cheers, my friend. But yeah, it was it's always fun to like, that's what was fun about today talking with Craig. Just talking firewood, how different things are, and it's always fun. That's why going back to Hometown Acres, Adam's video, like it was just cool to hear, like those 10 things to think about. Like, it just makes you sit and think about it. Yeah, that, this makes sense. What, you got to figure out all those things. Hey, Mike, new subscriber here. Well, welcome to the Back 40 Woodhound community. If you haven't done so, go over to back40woodhound.com and check out the Woodhound map of the world and add yourself to it if you haven't done so already. It's actually, hang on a second. Let me jump over there. Let me see if I can get over there, find this. Yeah, here we go. All right. Let me pop over there. Back40woodhound.com. If you haven't signed up, just go to the Woodhound map of the world, and you can add yourself to this map that's filling in heavily on the East Coast. We're getting a few more paw prints on the West Coast, but yeah, just fill out this little form down here, add me to the map, and we'll get you added on there. And then all the other Woodhounds will know where you're at. Just a general location. You don't have to put like your street address. Oh, here and oh yeah. So yeah, that's the one thing. And I was talking about this today with Craig, like with the outdoor wood boilers. I don't know where it happened in the progression of firewood and the evolution of outdoor wood boilers. But I don't know when it started to become like, oh, I have an outdoor wood and burn it. Because people would throw in green wood, big rounds, unseasoned, and then they'd smoke out the entire neighborhood. Nothing but smoke. So then the EPA steps in, to try to set regulations and restrictions. And yeah, but that's the thing is, I don't know if it was like people just wanting to be, they got a wood boiler, they didn't have the patience, or they were just didn't want to wait and season their wood. But yeah, it's crazy to think about that. Like, where did it all change? Like, where did the concept of burning firewood go off in the direction of just burn anything, it doesn't matter. You don't need to season it. And it's like, you'll talk to people and they're like, well, I put a big round of wood in there and it burned for 3 days. But it's like, well, it burned for 3 days because 2 of the days you were drying it out so it would burn on the 3rd day. So you used all your energy to dry out that piece of wood for 2 days, and then on the 3rd day it finally burned up. Like, but yeah, and then people would be throwing garbage in their wood boilers and and so that's why they got such a bad rap, and now, they have all these restrictions and yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I did hear, I think here in Wisconsin, if the dealer you're buying the wood boiler from has like the older models on his lot or in stock, like you don't have to, you can still buy those and they're grandfathered in. But anything new, it's, yeah, it's, they got all kinds of stuff going on now. Oh, so let's see here. Yeah, if any of you guys are going out, oh, I think we just got somebody added to the map. Maybe we did. Yes, we did. Someone just added themselves to the map. Well, that's the one thing. Evan S is they do burn through a lot of wood. Oh, my goodness. Everybody, it's time to raise up our cups to Prop Talk Farm. Thank you very much, my friend. All right, so a team Woodhound drink to Prop Talk Farm. Cheers. Yeah, Richard Healy, he's got his inventory built up. See, that's the thing I think that people don't realize is that if you plan it out and you're thinking about buying a wood boiler, once you make your decision, you should buy it in the spring and then, or start making firewood for 6 months and then buy it. But I think people buy it and then they don't have any wood. So they're like, oh, well, let's just throw this in here and start burning it. That's the big thing. It's always that planning ahead. It's a tricky game. As I think it was Tom Waldo, he said there's 2 parts to it. It's getting ahead and staying ahead. That's the big challenge. So yeah. Cowboy, have a good night. Hey, we got somebody else on the map. Ho-ho, we're getting more Woodhound paw prints added to the map right now. Oh, and Wyatt. Uh-oh, Wyatt's got people texting him for firewood. All right. Well, have a good weekend. Yeah, it's but it's a challenge. That's a big challenge to, there's so many factors. As Adam was talking about today, it's like, if you're trying to get ahead on your firewood, you got to have the source to get it from. You got to have the space to store it. And then as you're storing next year's firewood, once you start burning that, you have to have more space to store the following year's firewood. Yeah, but it's also, that's what makes it, I think, partly kind of like the, keeps you going, keeps you motivated, keeps you thinking. There's that hustle. It's never ends. There's no off season. Well, there can be. I mean, a lot of people do have off seasons, but yeah, that yeah, Sid, he's starting to get ahead. He's got a stack of bundles in a shed. What did you say? I think he had 30 or 40 bundles made up ahead of time. But yeah, the challenge of getting ahead, it can be a fun one. It can be a good source of motivation to stay with it. But it can also be easily, easy to get frustrated. That's the one thing with having that roadside stand, is if all of a sudden you start selling a bunch of firewood and you're selling it faster than you can resupply it. Whew, anxiety starts setting in. You get anxious. You're like, oh my God, I gotta go find some wood. What am I gonna do? Hey, Travis. Have a good night. And a happy Thanksgiving, buddy. Same to you. Take care. Hope all is well with the family. Yeah, it's what time is it? Oh my. Man, time sure does fly. Time sure, oh boy. And then Josh Silvers just got in off of work. Hey, good evening, Josh. Let the weekend begin. Let the weekend begin. Done with work? Oh. Let's see here. Yeah, so what I was going to say is if you guys, the Wisconsin people and anybody else out there on the hunt this weekend, if you get any, if you want to post some pictures, you can go to on Facebook. There's the I think it's the Back 40 Woodhounds page, or you can go to back40woodhound.com and in the forum you can post some pictures of those whitetails. Oh my goodness, woodchucker! Woodchucker. Woo! All right. Thank you very much, my friend. Everybody. Big team woodhound drink to woodchucker. Cheers, buddy. Thanks. Oh, I did. Speaking of deer, whitetails, you guys have all seen in my videos back in the woodyard how I have just deer walking around all the time. The other morning, I finally saw a decent sized buck. I've seen a few little ones, but the other morning, there was a really nice buck back there. So I think I'm going to put up a trail cam just to see, maybe try to get some pictures. But yeah, I for almost 8 years now living here, I'd only mostly see doe. I would never see any bucks. But obviously there's bucks around because every year the doe are having fawns. So yeah, I'm going to hopefully get some pictures of, you guys will see. I'll give another little spoiler alert for Sunday's video. The deer come back to make a visit. And it's just crazy. I know everybody thinks that they're like my pets and that Amanda releases them when I'm making a video, but yeah, they show up when I'm out there and oh, it's crazy. Jeff, hello from Florida. How you doing down there, buddy? Who else? I saw somebody said, oh yeah, Bill. The bags are great. Yeah, that's the thing. You need, I think if you're going to use those bags, you need two things. You need a rack that will hold the bag up in the air, or so it sits on a pallet, hold it open, and then you need a conveyor. Because yeah, with hand tossing them in, I mean, it doesn't make much sense. They're 5.5 feet up in the air. But with a conveyor, they would work. But like I said, you also need a rack, I think, to hold it open. But because like you can use you can use the pallet forks on the tractor, but to hold the bag open efficiently, you need your forks set all the way out. So if you set your forks all the way out to hold the bag open, when the bag is full, to pick up the pallet, you got to move your forks back in. So it's just like, it's one of those things, it's like you get yourself into a conundrum. You're trying to save time, but yet you end up wasting time trying to save time. If that makes sense. Michael White, old timer. All right, have a good night and a good weekend, and we will see you next week. Next week is Oh, Black Friday. Although I don't think it's going to be much for Black Friday this year. But have a happy Thanksgiving, Michael White Old Timer. But yeah, that's the thing and that's kind of why I like just, experimenting with things like those big bags. The concept in your mind sounds good, but then when you start fiddling around with it, you're like, wait a minute. I'm moving the forks on the pallet. I'm tossing the wood up in the air. I'm adjusting the forks to pick up the pallet. I spent just as much time messing around with this than if I would have just used a tote or, just let it fall on the ground and pick it up and go stack it. So yeah, there's always all kinds of different ins and outs and roundabouts to everything. But that also keeps it interesting. So it doesn't get monotonous. It's not the same thing over and over and over. Outside with Shibe. Are you? Yeah, I think you're heading out. I think Shibe. I think I saw something in the pre-show that you might be going live tomorrow night. Is it tomorrow night? Just I think Shibe might go live tomorrow night. Oh my goodness! All right, Sid's Time Outdoors. He's gonna make this for the last call here. Good night, Woodhounds. Good luck, hunters. Buck, split, and bundle. I like it. All right. Cheers, everyone, to Sid's Time Outdoors. Oh, yeah. So there you go. He may go live from deer camp. Oh, that might be a wild time. So set your mental reminders to check in tomorrow night if Shibe is live from deer camp. All right, I think with that we are gonna start wrapping this up here. Oh, wait a minute. He's wondering, what is a good time? I would say whatever time is Miller time, Shibe. So we know, hopefully that won't be when you're still in the tree stand. So come in from the hunt, crack open a cold one, and hit that go live button. All right, so with that, everyone, if you're already going out hunting tomorrow, good luck, be safe. We won't see you now until next week, so everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. Let me just roll to the end here where we get this nice little jingle going in. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. Thank you, moderators, all you super chatters, greatly appreciate it. So yeah, good luck hunting, enjoy the weekend, and have a happy Thanksgiving. Stay safe, have fun, and be cool. Good night, Woodhounds! Woo! Sorry, Shibe, didn't mean to steal your thunder on an ending right there, but I didn't throw my drink, just did the woo. So, all right. Now, good night.